this is a little daytime de-stress, so a simple sequence that won't take you too long. So if you've been sat at a desk or just busy rushing around or whatever your day has been, take a short time out for yourself just to reset, get rid of any stress and feel fresh again to continue your day. So come to a comfortable seat. I'm sat on a little folded blanket here, but you might have a little cushion or be happy to sit just straight onto your mat. Try and relax the muscles around your hips. Your knees can move towards the floor. You can always pad underneath the knees if you need to. And resting the hands either onto the back of the knees or into your lap. Close your eyes for a moment. Finding that long length to your spine. Gently drawing the belly in, shoulder blades gently drawing in and down the back. As you breathe in, feel a lift up through the centre, keeping that lift, and as you exhale, feel a sense of grounding down through your sit bones. Take a breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and again in through the nose, and out through your mouth. This time breathing in through the nose and out through your nose. Continue with this nasal breath, and still keeping the jaw relaxed. Each breath getting a little slower than the one before. So just gradually deepening the breath. We'll keep this steady breath going, opening the eyes, placing the hands down towards the floor. Lift the shoulders up as you breathe in. Squeeze shoulder blades together. And exhale, draw the shoulders down. So inhale, lift. Pause as you squeeze back with the shoulders. And exhale, release. And again, breathing in. And out. Do it one more time, breathing in and out. And then reversing, lifting up as you breathe in, draw the shoulders forward and exhale down. Inhale and exhale. One more time, and breathing out. Allow the shoulders to relax, neck a little bit longer. And we'll bring the elbows into waist, palms facing up as we prepare for bird wings. I want to try and keep this upward lift through the spine, switching on your postural muscles, so the middle back muscles drawing in and down as well, and keeping nice and grounded through the hips. If it's uncomfortable with legs crossed, and stretch them out. On an inhale, expand through the chest, feel the collarbones moving outwards. And as you exhale, fan the arms out, keep hugging the elbows in towards your waist and squeeze the shoulder blades in and down the back. Inhale, releasing, staying nice and upright through your spine. Exhale, fanning out into the bird wings. And again, breathing in. So it's a simple movement, but working hard in those back muscles. When we're stressed, we tend to close off a little bit with the chest, get a bit tight around the front of the shoulders. So this is nice for opening up that space, helping to expand through the rib cage so you can open up the lungs, get a little deeper breath going, those respiratory muscles working. Will also help to relieve some stress from the neck. Sometimes we get a bit headachy when we're stressed. So shoulders are coming up, we get a little bit tight. So as you draw the shoulder blades in and down, you feel your neck getting a little bit longer. We'll take one more breath in and out. And releasing the arms, give a little shake, shoulders a little shrug, settling back down. We'll take a next stretch now to the side of the neck, hopefully now having created a bit of space through the top of the shoulder. So as you bring your left hand up, take the fingertips to the right ear. They don't reach, doesn't matter. We'll stay upright through the spine, just the head that's tilting over to your left side. So you'll feel the stretch down the right side of your neck, down into the top of the shoulder. You can intensify that by pushing away with this right hand, gently encouraging the head over. You don't want to be too aggressive here, so find where you've got that balance between stretching out that tension but not kind of pulling, tugging. Sometimes necks are tight due to weakness. You spend a lot of time sat at a desk or driving, and the head protruding forward, pulling on those poor little neck muscles. So you don't want to be too harsh. So finding where the breath is unaffected, you can keep slow, steady breath. It feels almost like a little massage into your neck. Make sure your jaw is relaxed. And keep the head in this tilted position, but release the left hand to the floor. Start to walk the left hand away, so we're continuing the stretch down the side of the body, and your right arm can reach up and over. If you feel like you're kind of hunching up in the shoulder, it's causing you to lose your posture here, put a little bend in that right arm, or just reach it up towards the sky. If it's comfortable around the neck and shoulder, you want to take the arm over and stretch a little bit more into that armpit, and that's fine. Soften your left elbow and left shoulder, and root down through your sit bones. You might need to push a little bit more into that right sit bone to stay grounded, so you're not toppling over to the side. Take a breath in. Exhale here, maybe a little softening into the stretch. And one more time, breathing in and breathing out. Use your next inhale to bring you back to center. Might feel a little bit wonky before we do the other side. Just draw the chin to chest. Again, keep the rest of the spine upright. You feel the stretch into the back of the neck. And gently roll the chin to shoulder to shoulder. And bringing your head back to neutral, facing forwards. So we'll do the other side. So it will be this right arm coming up and over, fingertips to left ear or towards the left ear. Use your left hand to balance, tilting the head over to the right side. You feel the stretch down the left side of your neck. So we are using the weight of your head, your arm, hands, just adding a little bit of support and resistance there. Again, it might be different on one side. Sometimes if you use your, depending whether you're right or left-handed, depending which side, you might carry a bag on one shoulder, things like that. So different sort of daily tasks that we take might cause one side of the neck to be a bit tighter than the other. If that shoulder, often most of us will have one shoulder a bit tighter, and that might travel up into the neck. So just being mindful of that, releasing the jaw so you're not gritting your teeth and causing tension in the throat. And you're releasing the right hand to the floor, start to walk fingertips away, feel that stretch into the side body. And lifting left arm up, either straight up, a little bit bent if that helps to draw shoulder down, or coming into that full side stretch. If you've got space here, your neck feels free. Softening the right elbow. Some of you might have your elbow on the floor. So rather than kind of locking and tightening up that area we've just stretched out, keep it nice and soft. Rooting down to the sit bones a little bit more through that left sit bone. That will also increase the sensation down through the left side of your waist. Left sit bone. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, a little softening into the stretch. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, softening into the stretch. And on your next inhale, coming all the way up to seated. Again, ground with the fingertips, draw the chin to chest. Just let the head hang for a moment. Draw the shoulders back. Slowly rolling chin to shoulder. Hopefully feeling a little bit more freedom there. Back to neutral. I'm going to come off my blanket now. Bringing the hands behind you. So we're tilting to the back of the sit bones. Squeeze shoulder blades together and lift the chest bone up towards the sky. So almost like you kind of hook through the sternum, lifting it up, rooting down through the sit bones. It goes stretch through the belly, up through the chest, opening the throat. Don't have to fling the head back, just lifting the chin so you can open up the throat. Push the knees towards the floor, get a little bit more space through the front of the hips. For some of you, with more space there in the hips, might want to push the knees into the floor and lift the hips up. You get a little deeper stretch there through the front of the pelvis. It might not be available for all of you, so you can stay here if that's enough. One more breath. And inhale, bringing yourself back to center. Just give arms, shoulders, hands, a little flick, a little shrug. And coming onto your hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, starting neutral spine. Feel a little bit of awareness there into belly, back muscles, side of the back pulling down, avoiding this lifting of the shoulders. We'll flow with our breath into cat-cow. So on your inhale, tailbone, chest bone starts to lift towards the ceiling as your belly stretches down towards the floor. Feel the softness in the elbows so you can retract back with the shoulders. Open the throat. Again, don't have to overextend the neck. You can take the eyes up towards the sky. And then exhale, push the floor away with your hands in your shins. Start to pull belly in towards your spine as your tailbone and the top of your head comes down towards the floor, rounding into the back. Squeeze the belly in, push the floor away to that extra stretch along the spine. Inhale for cow pose, using the whole length of your inhale to transition into your cow. There's a little pause at the end of the breath in, and then exhale, moving into cat. Again, using the whole of your exhale to find that cat pose. Pause at the end of the exhale, and again breathing in for cow. And breathing out for cat. One more time, inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Coming back to neutral position. Take the hands slightly, ever so slightly wider, maybe a little bit further forwards. tuck the toes, lift the hips up into Adho Mukha Svanasana, your downward dog. You might want to have a little walk just as you settle into the pose. Feel then the shoulders wrapping away from the ears. You can soften the elbows to set yourself up. So you feel that space that we've just created. We don't want to tighten that up in this downward dog. Wrap the elbows forward and then start to push the sit bones up and back. Again, you can put a little bend in the knees. Pull belly in towards your spine to get a bit more length through your back. Chest moving towards the thighs. Sit bones reaching up towards the sky, heels pushing towards the floor. They might not be on the floor, pushing towards the floor, stretching out the calves. Calves store quite a little bit of worry and anxiety, which can cause stress. If you feel comfortable straightening the legs, you can do, still engaging through the front of the thighs to lift up, keeping that space. The neck is nice and free, ears in line with the arms. Move gently, walk your feet then to your hands into forward fold, relaxing through the upper back. So with this, you might have your hands resting onto your legs, that's fine. You might have a little bit bend in the legs or a straight leg, that's fine. Be mindful not to lock the knees back, have a little bit of softness there. So you're switching on your abdominals to draw you forwards. These forward folds are great for getting circulation going, lymph fluid flowing, calming down the nervous system, getting that blood into the brain if we've had a lot of mental activity. So we're just being mindful, although it's really good for us to be upside down, we might feel a bit lightheaded when you come up. So coming up nice and slowly, soften the knees, engage into your belly, start to roll up the spine, keep the eyes open, push the feet into the floor, up nice and slow, stacking each vertebrae, one on top of the other. And as you come up to standing, let's take a moment to ground. You might feel a little bit dizzy, so stay nice and still for a moment. Really important now to ground through the feet as we come into our balance. Balance poses are great for de-stressing, because when you're standing on one leg, that's all you can think about is not falling over. So it clears the head of other things. But it does mean when we've got a lot of activity going on in our head, we can find balance quite hard. So it's absolutely fine if you want to go stand, hold, hand on to something to help you, that's fine. So we start to pull the weight into the right leg. So feel the weight going down. We don't want to collapse it out of the hips. It's almost like pushing the foot into the floor in order to lift up. But you feel your weight is in that right foot. Frees up the left leg to rotate out. And rotating out from the hip and heel to ankle, preparing for Vrikshasana, tree pose. Draw into the midline with a squeeze of the buttocks, belly in, chest open, and hands into prayer. So it's perfectly fine to stay here. This might be your tree today. Or you can take the foot up to the lower part of the leg, keeping that external rotation. Or some of you may be taking the foot higher up the leg. Just be mindful if you're taking the foot up here, don't start to stick your bottom out behind you. Draw the tailbone down, squeeze the bottom and broaden across the front of the hips. Still lifting up through the centre, so your abs are switching on to keep balance. And shoulders down, elbows lifted a little, using that light pressure between the palms to keep you balanced. If you want to take the arms up or out to the side, you can do, or maybe holding on to something. Otherwise, fix your eyes onto a still point in front of you. Slow, steady breath. Your exhale helps you here. Sometimes we're a bit wobbling around, tensing, trying to hold the balance, trying to relax, and still engaging, lifting through the torso, your strong trunk of your tree. But everything else nice and free, soft. Bringing your left knee forward and slowly placing it down. That's when you might want to have a little dance. Prepare for the other side. Rooting down just like your tree. And start with the roots. Feel the sole of the left foot spreading into the floor. Engage into your core so you start to transfer the weight. Still lifting up, pushing the floor away in order to grow a little taller. opening up the right hip. And again, this might be where you want to stay today, that's fine. If you are taking the foot higher, take a breath to feel your balance, helping the leg up only if you want to, checking your position. You'll squeeze the buttocks in, draw tailbone down, belly in. So if you're struggling or hips are going a little bit kind of wonky, probably best to keep the leg a little bit lower. Pushing foot into leg, leg into foot. Feel that energy coming in and up through the center like the strong trunk of your tree. But maybe like the branches, like your leaves, a little bit more freedom. It's fine if you're blowing around a little bit here. As we're rooting down through that standing leg, keeping the breath calm. Sometimes, you know, like our trees that have to bear all weather. It feels like a stressful time for you at the moment. And taking literally just a few moments to find your breath, ground through your feet, clearing the head, all that stuff, external stuff, not important right now. Take one more breath here. Bringing the knee forwards, releasing it down at that little victory dance. We'll flow back down to the mat, feet hip width apart, rolling down, chin to chest, get that nice neck stretch like we did, seated, arms relaxed, pull belly in, soften the knees, allow your spine to drape down. You can bend the knees a little bit more, a bit of compression into the stomach, stimulation into the stomach there, which would be nice if we're a bit stressed. Then digestion can go a little AWOL. Step the feet back and lower your knees down. And we'll continue with this compression into our child's pose, the hands back by the feet and the head to the floor. If you need something, if it's feels a bit too much for you down there, you can bring your, if you've got a blanket or cushion between the heels and the feet, and make that a little bit more comfortable. Or even if it's too much underneath and you want to bring a blanket to support under your belly, that feels a bit more comfortable through the hip flexors, you can take that option. Once you're in your child's pose, and again knees can be a little bit wider, the closer the knees, the better for this more rounded back and stomach stimulation, but obviously if it's pinching too much, you take the knees a little bit wider. Relaxing the shoulders, done all that lovely work through the neck and shoulders in our seated poses. Try and keep them nice and relaxed. And let the weight of your body take you a little bit deeper. So less is more, less effort. We go deeper into the stretch here in our child's pose. Very comforting pose, these forward folds, introvert poses, opportunity to draw inwards. When we're getting stressed, it's often lots of stuff going on around us, other people's viewpoints, which can be valuable, but sometimes if we've got a lot going on, it can be hard to focus. So coming into this little quiet space, allowing yourself time to draw back to yourself. We'll take one more breath here. Releasing the hands to the floor, using them to help lift you up to a seated position and come back round onto the bottom, your legs stretched out in front of you. We'll take a twist now. Again, nice to massage the belly. When we're stressed, we can get a few issues with digestion, and twists are really nice for stimulating into digestive system, all those abdominal organs, getting a little detox. Bringing your left foot over the right leg, and this might be enough with the leg extended. You want to keep the sit bone and the big toe on the floor. If the hips are feeling okay and you want to bring the underneath leg in as well, that's an option. Just make sure you've still got your both sit bones on the mat here, not kind of lifting up. So leg bent all straight on the bottom there. Reaching your right arm up, and as you exhale, hugging this left leg towards you. We get a nice stretch down through the outer edge of hip and thigh, working into gallbladder line. The left hand behind you, roll the shoulder down and away from the ear and start to massage around the spine. Be mindful not to lean off to the back, keeping that straight line. Imagine from your pelvis up all the way up to the top of the head and wrapping around that center line whilst hugging this left leg in towards you. Breathing in, exhale a little bit deeper into the twist if you're able to. Try not to use your arms too much, just working through the abdomen. One more breath. Inhale, returning to center. Bring your hands to the floor nice and wide. Unravel your legs. We'll take a few window wipers, knees one way, head and shoulders the other. So we've still got this gentle spiral going on, but releasing the hips as well. And then preparing for the other side. Stretch your legs out. So it'll be your right leg coming over now. Either keeping this left leg straight or tucking it in. Checking the sit bones are on the floor. Big toe pressing into the floor. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, hugging the right leg towards you as you rotate. Your right fingertips are just supporting you, so try not to take too much pressure there or use your arms too much as levers. So hugging the leg in to get this stretch into the outer hip and thigh, not overworking the arms and causing this tension up in the shoulders. So draw the shoulders down the back, keep the back of the neck long, chin parallel with the floor, massaging around with each breath. Take one more breath here. And then inhale, returning to the center. We'll come back to those window wipers. Nice easy fluid movement. And then finding a comfortable seat. Again, I'm going to pop myself back on my blanket. You can take a cushion, or legs don't have to be crossed, it can be stretched out. You can even sit back on a chair if you wish. So we'll finish with a few rounds of Nadi Shodhana. So alternate nostril breathing, really nice, not just for cleansing nostrils, but cleansing the psychic pathways, connecting back up into third eye, your intuition, clearing head of all that other clutter that gets us stressed, and finding more balance between the solar and lunar energy, the right and left energies that when off balance can again cause a bit of stress when we've got too much physical stuff going on or too much mental stuff going on, and those imbalance of too much work, not enough rest, etc, etc. So this is a really nice balancing the energy in the body. We'll use your right hand. Your thumb is going to open and close your right nostril, not squeezing too much, just a gentle blocking the airway. And your ring finger will open and close your left nostril. You can bring the other two fingers into third eye, so a little stimulation between the eyebrows. Close your eyes. First of all, take a breath in through both sides and out through both sides. And closing your right nostril, breathe in through the left. Pause the breath, close the left nostril, open the right and breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right side. Closing the right, open the left, and breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Closing the left, open the right. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Closing the right, open the left. Breathing out through the left. We're going to do one more round, breathing in through the left. Closing the left, open the right, breathing out through the right side. Breathing in through the right side. Open the left, breathing out through the left. Release the right hand down into your lap, onto your knee. Take a breath in through both sides. And breathing out through both sides. Just let the breath return to normal. Keep the eyes closed. And maybe turn your palms up towards the sky. Feel the shoulders moving down the back. Chest open. Just following the eye without effort. Just noticing the breath coming in and out through your nose. Bringing the hands into Anjali Mudra, palms together in your heart center. Bowing head to heart, heart to the earth. Opening the eyes, lifting your gaze. Namaste.